AskReddit by alluringly peachy. How was starting over and dating again in your early 30s? Sometimes there's comfort in hearing other people's dating woes so you know how to not take anything personally and that anyone can possibly be going through it. Same. I'm a little more than a year out from when I found out my ex was cheating on me. This summer will be a year divorced. It's comforting knowing that we're not alone in the struggle either. So much better. As a man, the older I get, the more desirable I become, it seems. Something to do with men getting their shit more together as they get older. Deleted. Honestly, I've had the best dating experiences of my life this year. Figuring out who I really am, where my boundaries are, and what I really need has been life-changing. Starting over helped me get completely in touch with my self-worth and myself. Same here. It's pretty crazy, honestly. After ending a 9-year relationship, 6 years married, I loved being single again at 33 years old. I was so much more confident and comfortable in my own skin than I was in my 20s. I knew enough to give myself some time and just have fun hanging out with my friends. Then I went through a bit of a wild stage, casually dating and enjoying myself, safely of course, with a few men here and there. When I was 35, I met a funny, affectionate, sexy 28-year-old man. We were friends, then we began what we both thought would be a fun fling. We've been together 22 years and just celebrated our 16th wedding anniversary last month. Just getting out of a 14-year relationship at 32, completely lost and no idea what to really do next. I think just having some fun for a while is in order before taking anything seriously, so I'm here for some advice mostly. Do you have kids? Glad this question was asked. I'm newly single, back in November, and while I'm not ready to jump into the dating scene yet, the idea terrifies me lol. Best thing that happened to me. There's so much growing in your 20s and early 30s. If you don't grow together, it's apart and you walk into other people you never would have known. That fits so much better. I tried Tinder after my divorce. Lots of swiping, very few dates. Gave up on the online nonsense and found a wonderful lady, going on 4 years now. Granted, I was mid to late 30s. That's okay. I don't think anyone here minds. Got divorced. Barely made it through. Met a guy through work shortly after. Got married. Just had our first baby this year. There's hope. 37 and never started. Baha. Same here. It was great. I was in grad school when I got divorced, so this made me look for just fun short-term relationships, which I'd never really gotten to prioritize. I was married at 20, so I didn't really get to date much before then. So I had to learn not to just evaluate people as potential future spouses. It helped me learn the value of a range of relationship types. It also helped me learn that monogamy isn't the be-all and all. When I finished grad school and moved to a big city where there was a more vast lesbian dating pool, things really picked up and I met my partner a few years later. We've been together since I was 36 and she was 34. We're in our early 40s now, raising kids, dogs, and a yard full of vegetables together. Fell in love for the first time and proposed to her a month ago. Kind of weird. Had a couple of good relationships that lasted a year each. Met them on Match. Then I had 2 disastrous ones. For the most part it is better in a lot of ways. Less games, lots more just dancing in the living room, sex was fantastic, and far less demands for time. Being single sucks and I'm in my 40s. I feel like I will never find a mate. I feel like it's all over. Sending hugs. Try doing it when you're 45. But it all worked out. Fucking terrible. I got out of a 7-year relationship, Took a few months, and got ghosted by the first person I talked to right after I slept with him. So, not great. Oh damn, sorry, that must have ripped the healing wound right back open. I had to take one stroke 2 years off to heal after a 3-year relationship, and even then needed to take it slow. Very bad experiences only months after a 7-year LTR would have probably brought me down bad. Give yourself all the time you need to heal equals. It led me to the man that became my husband. We've been together almost 9 years, married for 5. At that point in both our lives, we had seen the good and bad in relationships and knew what we wanted and didn't want. I was able to communicate more effectively and openly, which led to the healthiest relationship I've ever had. Online dating has been abysmal in my 30s. Trying to meet someone I roll with similar interests is difficult. Especially with me not having the confidence or body that I used to. I don't go to bars. All of my hobbies don't really bring someone I'd really connect with, and mostly everyone is already in a relationship. I fully prepare on being alone for the rest of my pathetic life. I never managed to get a single date and I'm 32. Still failing at that. It got way easier for me BC I moved from the US to Asia, below average height, average attractiveness, moderately introverted Asian American guys aren't exactly chick magnets in the US. Here in Asia suddenly I went from introverted to like 90th percentile extroverted compared to the average guy here, being a native English speaker, plus fluent in local language, but also Asian, since a lot of people still care about that, actually is a hot commodity. I've dated multiple girls who told me I was the first foreigner they ever dated, but they only felt comfortable going out with me BC we could speak their native language, and getting way more attention from girls creates this self-fulfilling cycle where suddenly I feel like it's a good use of my time plus money to buy more stylish clothes, use skincare products, etc., and then that makes me more attractive plus confident than before. Like your 20s but with standards and with money. Better than in my late 40s. I was single the first, as adult, at 32 after being with my ex-husband for 13 years. It was rough get to know the new rules. I expected to be a couple after first thing like relationships before marrying. Eventually I met someone and we've been together for 4 years now. It kind of sucks for me at the moment. It seems more of a hassle. Of course, I am 32M and the last date I had was with a 24F. She was too childlike and I seemed more a babysitter than a date. The maturity difference was noticeable.